All right, guys. So I'm gonna do this homework with you. Please, you're not doing me a favor if you just copy my answers. What I want you to do is stop the video, try to do these things on your own, and then do them with me. Okay? Check your work and do them with me. I don't want you to just copy because you're not learning at that point. All right. So in number one, what number is closest to negative 2/5? Chances are you are going to get a question like this in the FSA. I mean, I got these from the state of Florida, so chances are you're going to get all these type of questions. What you do in something like this is you're going to do a number line. Okay, in your workbook, if it's going to be computer based, but you're going to have scrap paper. Go ahead and make a number line, and make it big like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, -2, -3, -4, at least with those. And then first find what is -2/5. Okay, now it's going to be negative, so it's going to be on this side. And -2/5, it's not even 1 yet, because 1 will be 5 divided by 5. That will be 1. So this is going to be between 0 and -1. So it's going to be somewhere around here. Okay, I'm going to put a little star because that's the important one. Okay, that's what we're comparing. Now let's do A. Let's see where A is. Well, A is 0. Okay, so I'm going to label it. B, -4/3. I don't like reading things in improper fractions, so I'm going to turn it into a mixed number. I could see it better turned into a mixed number. So 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, so it's going to be -1 and 1/3. So -1 and 1/3 is a little bit this way. So this will be A. Somewhere around here will be B. Okay. Then let's look at this. C is 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 6/2 is 3. Okay, so that will be a +3. That will be here. That's C. And then D is -6 divided by 2. So that's -3. So that will be here. And this one is not that obvious, but the one that's closest to the star, this one, is A. Okay, that's the closest one. So this is your answer, A. Okay, I don't know why this is blurring out. It's upsetting me. All right, now I want you to, once you do so much work, it's very possible that you forget what your even question is. Sometimes it could say what number is furthest from whatever, or is closest. And I even made that mistake today. So I want you to always, after you do all that work, go back to your question and read it and make sure you're answering it correctly. Okay. Number 2, plot this number in the number line and label it X. -8/3. Well, first of all, don't forget it is negative, so it's going to be somewhere here. And it is a improper fraction, which we hate. So you're going to do this. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 2/3, okay? So it's 2 and 2/3. But it's not just 2 and 2/3. It's -2 and 2/3. So -1, -2, and 2/3. So it's somewhere around here. So we're going to put it here and put an X. Label it X. Look back at your question and make sure, oh, it's negative. Good, I have it in the right place. So that you don't do all the work and all of a sudden put it in the wrong place. Check your work. Here. Okay, now, when you have this means multiplication. Okay, now, PEMDAS says that the first thing you need to do is work inside the parentheses. But in this case, you cannot combine an X and a whole number. So then you're going to go to exponents. Well, we don't have exponents, okay, based on PEMDAS. So then the next thing you're going to do is go to multiplication. Well, because the multiplication is outside of the parenthesis, you have to multiply this with everything in here. So you're going to multiply this with this, and then this with this number. Okay, remember the negative is going to belong to the 3. So 1/2 times X is 1/2 X. 1/2 times -3. Imagine that the -3 has a 1 underneath it. Multiply the numerators. 1 times -3 is -3. 2 times 1 is 2. So this is your answer. Okay, half x minus 3 over 2. Now, you could also convert this into into a mixed number, which would be 1 and 1/2. So the answer could be like this, or the answer could be 1/2 x minus 1 and 1/2. Okay, either one. In the FSA, I have noticed that they actually like leaving things in improper fraction, okay? So don't worry about this too much. All right, same thing here. You're going to multiply this with this and this with this. So the answer here is going to be negative 2, 3x. Oh, wait, a negative and a positive is going to be a negative. And now let's do the new, put a little 1 underneath it. 2 times 4, 8. 3 times 1, 3. Let me check my work. Negative, positive, negative, negative times positive, negative. So your answer is going to be negative 2, 3x minus 8 over 3. Okay, here. When you have a negative and a negative, okay, when you're subtracting integers, the rule is keep, change, change. But another way to remember at this point is whenever you have two negatives together, okay, they are going to become a plus. You're going to add. So then bring everything down. Negative 6. These became a plus, and then just bring your 8 down. So negative 6 plus 8, you have a negative and a positive. You're actually subtracting. Okay, so the difference between 6 and 8 is 2. And my answer is going to stay positive because the 8 is bigger and he's a positive. Okay, here we're multiplying because the number is touching the parenthesis. Okay, there's a number touching it. There's not another sign. So negative 5 times negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive. 5 times 2 is 10. That's your answer. All right, here. This one, because we did all of these here, you might think that I'm going to do this times this and this times this. But I want you to really look at this and remember PEMDAS. Always remember PEMDAS. Well, inside the parenthesis, you can combine like terms first because I don't have an x. It's just a whole number and a whole number. So negative 7 plus 3.25. Well, the negative, you have a negative and a positive. So a negative and a positive, you're actually going to take the difference. You're going to subtract, all right? And my answer is definitely going to be negative because he's the biggest number. So I know I'm going to subtract, okay? And I know my answer is going to be negative. So let me just get the difference. So I have 7, 3.25. So I put my bigger number in the top. Now I don't put my bigger number around here. You always, if it's a whole number, you put it along the whole number. Now, every whole number has a decimal at the end, and then you have to add zeros. Okay, you have to line things up correctly. And now we subtract. Well, you have to borrow a 1 from here. Okay, he's going to turn into a 9 because he's going to have to borrow from here. So now you do your subtraction. And if you have a hard time with subtracting, and if you still don't really realize why this 0 is going to turn into a 9 and all that, come see me, okay? 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. 6 minus 3 is 3. But I remember that my answer is going to be negative. So that is negative 3.75. Keep the parenthesis. I still have my 4/5 here. And now we're multiplying. Remember, this is like having a 1 underneath. Now I'm multiplying my denominators. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times negative 3.75 is I don't know, but I know it's negative. And then you could either do it the long way, 3.75, or use a calculator, times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28, 29, 30. 4 times 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 spaces. So I start here and I go 2 spaces. Boom, boom. Okay, now my answer is negative 15 divided by 5. Negative 15 over 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So your answer of all of that is negative 3. Okay, number 8. Remember what I said. A negative and a negative is going to make a positive. Okay, bring this down. Okay, and now negative 4 to the third power. Well, negative 4 to the third power is the same as negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. Now bring this down. Now positive 16 times negative 4, positive and a negative is going to be a negative. And 16 times 4 is negative 64. Now I know that by heart, but you don't. So just do like this. All right, and do your thing. Now I have, this is negative 64 plus, sorry, this is a little sloppy. Then I'm going to bring this down, plus 97. Now I know I have a negative plus a positive. So we know we're subtracting, so I don't forget. And my answer is going to be positive because the positive is bigger. And now let's put it vertically so you can subtract correctly. 97, 64, 7 minus 4 is 3, 9 minus 6 is 3. Add it backwards so you know you didn't make a mistake. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 6 is 9. All right, I didn't make a mistake. My answer is positive, and here it is. All right. Number 9. All right, I'm going to actually stop this video. I'm going to make another video with the rest of these because it's Friday night and I'm actually super tired. So I'm sorry, it's Thursday night. So on Friday night, you'll see this video at the same time. But anyway, I'll stop and the next video is going to start in number 9. All right, my loves.